I got
We
you to laugh.
are live.
I know. I got you to laugh.
Yeah, of
Yeah, if
course
you
you
look at
got
the
me.
mirror, if you do the
Wait,
key, it's backwards.
it's okay.
That's funny.
Okay.
All right.
Greetings to all of our viewers. We are thrilled to have anyone who might join us here or watch the replay. And it is the day after Christmas. We got through that period time of the year. I don't know. It feels like it's always like chaos. Feels like a stressor instead of really feeling the meaning of what it's supposed to represent anyway. Those are just my opinions on it. Anyway, if you want, we'd love to have you subscribe if you're on YouTube and hit the like button. It helps the channel, right? And here we are. What craziness do you have going on in your life, or do you want to hear about mine first?
Yours first.
Oh my God. So I had this document. It was like, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 pages that I had done like kind of really haphazardly
Mm-hmm.
when I was working for FEMA, right towards the end when I was just, feeling very very upset, and I will say pissed off, and just like I didn't deserve the treatment I was getting. And I took some notes, and I'm a pretty good note taker when I'm pissed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had gone through and I was reworking it because I had to submit it today. I was reworking it and reworking it. BJ, there was one piece of paper I needed, and
Paper.
I couldn't find it. Okay, it's the piece of paper that has people's what is it called? Their titles on it. Most of them I knew, but there were a couple that I really went to look at. And I didn't know where. Well, I knew that it was in my office, remember?
Mm-hmm.
It was in my office, and then I moved my office, and then I had, things of papers. And last night, when I was waiting for my dinner in the oven, I came around the corner. I was going to turn on the TV, and there's it's a really cute little wooden box that had all these papers in. And I thought, I bet you it's in there. And I leaned forward and I kind of flipped through. There's a bunch of notebooks, right? I leaned there and I just started flipping through, and all of a sudden I went boop, and I pulled out one paper, and it was the right one. Are you
Oh,
kidding?
don't you love that? Yeah.
Oh my God, I absolutely love it. A day in my life, right? It happens not all the time, but a lot. It happens a lot. So I was so excited. And I went through 6 of those pages yesterday, and was, getting ready. And I'm like, why am I doing this on Christmas? It's making me mad, right? Anyway, I left part of it, and I knew there wasn't that much left for today because I had to submit. Today was the deadline, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got in here this morning. I got up early. I slept like crap, worse than I've slept in years. I don't know what was going on. I couldn't fall asleep, and that's so unusual for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm tossing and turning and yada yada. And finally I fell asleep. And I slept really soundly, which is very unusual, right? Because I have to roll and wake up and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, slept really soundly, got up, got here, got to the document this morning, finished it to the bottom, went back to the top, was editing and doing this and doing that, and I was really in the flow, and I was adding stuff and subtracting stuff and remembering more stuff. 13 pages later, sent it off to DC. So
good.
I know. Well, yeah, I wasn't going to miss the deadline. But there was so much in it, and it was just flowing. So I was really excited about that. So about 5 minutes after I sent this document off, I had to scan one of the forms that made me fill out. The phone rings, and it's one of the people for asking if I was available to have an interview next week. It's a huge agency that does security for the government. So we talked for a minute, and we have a meeting on Friday the 5th. So I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. And I bought something. I usually do this at Christmas, birthdays, and stuff. I buy myself something, right? I saw this absolutely gorgeous shawl. I saw one at the mall, and she wanted like $250. And I was like, yeah, no. So I come home, I go on eBay, and I start searching and looking through and, yada, yada. And I bought one. And then the eBay lady sends me this message. I can't find it. I don't know what's wrong. This never happens to me. I'm really embarrassed. And how about this one or this one? And I was just like, oh, I'm trying to work on this document and get all this stuff done. And she's like sending me all this stuff, and my phone's beeping away, right? So after 5 other shawls that she sent me pictures of, and I'm going, no, that's not it. That's not it. I'm like, I wanted this color because this, and I sent her one of the pictures that I got taken this summer at the photo shoot, right, from my website. And she was like, oh, that really helps. Hang on. And then she found it.
Oh, good.
I think it's this one. Oh, yeah, it's this one. I found it. I was just like, are you kidding me? I'm like, we manifested it.
There you go.
That was hilarious. So, anyway, those are like my big, huge, gigantic updates. I'm pretty excited, though, about that call for that interview, because I was gonna go to they call them rapid hire, and that you actually go and they hire you on the spot for the state for these jobs, that the director of Workforce Solutions said, you need to go to this. I'm like, okay. And I looked at it and I'm like, I can't live on that. Because it gave the salary, right? I can't live on that. So I emailed her, but she didn't email me back because I'm sure she was either on vacation or, whatever. So then I sent her another follow-up today saying, update! Got an interview on the 5th. And that's not the only one. I have a feeling I'm going to have 2 more. So I got to get my head together. How was your Christmas?
It was good. Everybody came to eat dinner, and it was fun. And I got my new bed, and I was really happy about that. It's one
You
of those.
got your new bed.
Yeah, it's a new inflatable mattress. It inflates itself, and it really works on the body, so you don't. It's like it's a great mattress. I'm
Is it
really
a
happy.
purple mattress? What they call them purple? It's
I don't.
inflatable. It's got these cones in them that they all inflate, and there's like a grid, and there's probably 300 of them.
I don't know. Could be. I just watched it inflate itself over about 6 hours, so it was great. I slept really good.
Wait, it took 6 hours to inflate?
It inflates itself. Yeah, it's different. That was my Christmas present for my family.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really happy.
So the reason I'm asking all these questions about it is because
Good. Would work for you.
I was asking some people about this mattress. It's called Purple, okay?
I don't know.
And it was developed based on a specialized wheelchair cushion.
Well, could be. Who
You
knows?
know, I mean, the cushion is so comfortable, and well, supposedly, I hated it. I
Mm,
mean, I didn't hate it, but it wasn't comfortable. But then again, when am I comfortable, right? I don't know.
mhm, mm,
So someone told me, yeah, they took the technology from the Roho wheelchair cushion and they made it
mhm,
into a mattress,
hmm.
a
I don't know.
huge mattress. But so, have you looked at the mattress without sheets on it? Does it have special sheets, or do you use your regular sheets?
Well, it's encased in a thing. I mean, I don't know. It's just an
Okay, okay, I see what
inflatable
you're saying.
mattress. I don't know anything about it, but it is good and it's solid. That's what's nice.
Well,
So
if it's not solid enough, you add more air, right?
no, you can't. That's just how it comes. You don't add any air to it. It is self-inflatable, and it's about 12 inches tall.
Oh, wow.
It's thick, and so however you move, it forms to your body, and then when you roll over, it readjusts to your how you ever you're sleeping, and it fits your body perfect, so you're
And
not
that
out.
air moves right under you. Wow.
Mhm.
I bet you it's what I'm telling you. That's
Could
amazing.
be. I don't know, but anyway, that's what I got,
But I
and I slept.
know that the cushion, because I had one of those for years,
Hmm.
the cushion is adjustable. You let a little air out, you put more air in. Gonzalo always inflated it way too much, and then it would curve. I'm like, too full, too full.
Yeah, no, this is all self-contained. It's nice. It
Good.
works. I'm glad. We'll see.
The
So
best
that's good.
thing is that you love it, right? That you sleep.
Oh, I slept really good.
Well,
Yeah,
that's great. And
yeah.
did you see JR, your son JR? That
No,
people don't know. Oh, who was there?
just my grandson and his girlfriend and my daughter and her husband and me. That was good. And then Pat. And then JR they went over to see JR later on in the evening. So that was good. So everybody got Christmas.
So, another story I have. I can't believe this.
Oh, tell
So,
me.
we're talking about giveaway, and I mean, it's giveaway has a lot of different levels and significances, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that really struck me is one of my friends she has a YouTube channel, and I've watched most of what she posts. She doesn't post very often, and she posted something, and I was like, let's see what she did. She gave a friend of hers a kidney. I know this guy like came into her office or whatever it was. And he didn't say like, "Can you give me one of your kidneys?" He said, "I need a kidney," and she started laughing. And she's like, "Well, you can have one of mine."
Wow.
And he goes, "No, seriously, I need a kidney." And the whole thing evolved, and they were talking about it. It was the second anniversary. She gave him a kidney during COVID.
Wow. Cool.
And he was talking to BJ about his life and what he had done up to that point
Mm-hmm.
and what it meant for this woman to say, "I'll give you one of mine."
Mm-hmm.
And how he cleaned up his life and he became vegetarian and he started walking every single day after dinner. Would go with one of his friends and they'd walk for a couple miles or whatever. And just, it was just like, oh my God. It just really struck me as such a profound gift
Mm-hmm.
of love.
Mm-hmm.
For someone that, I mean, now they're friends, but
Right.
they didn't, I don't think they really knew each other very well when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, and, and then she talked about how people said to her, "Well, what if one of your kids needs a kidney? Like now you can't give them a kidney." And she's like, "Oh, I'm sure they can figure it out between themselves. And, there's other family members around." And, she told her sister, "Please keep your kidneys in case my kids need one." Or
Right.
just like, wow. Just absolutely amazing. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very cool. Very generous. Right place, right time, right person.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote a comment to her because my uncle, one of my uncles had double kidney failure,
Mm-hmm.
and my aunt gave him a kidney. So,
Yeah.
but I was in Spain when all that stuff
Mm.
happened. So, it was just something that happened from afar. And back then we didn't have Google and Facebook and Messenger and StreamYard and all this stuff where you can just get in touch with people across the country, across the world in 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
We wrote letters.
Yeah.
I would go to a place that I used to spend a ton of money sending pictures.
Mm.
And they had a fax machine and they let me use the fax machine. Well, they charged me
Mm-hmm.
like $4 a page. It's like, what? You didn't have printers. God, it sounds like I'm talking about the dark ages. And I mean, this is when my kids were born, and my kids are what? And they're 29 and 31.
Mm.
So there you go. Not,
Yeah.
or 29 and 30. Not 31. And that will be 32. Okay. So, I mean, they're not ancient. Boy, we have really, things have changed in the last 15, 20 years in terms of technology. It makes me wonder where we're going to be 20 years from now, right?
Right.
Did you see the moon, BJ?
Yes, it was incredible.
I can see it from where I'm sitting.
That's awesome.
It's so beautiful. But I got a picture. I'm gonna have to. It's in my phone, so I can't show it to you. But
Right.
um, because I had to go get my groceries. But anyway, so I wanna, because it was right over the mountains when I went out the front door. Looked, I'm like, oh my God, it's right there. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Full moon, winter solstice, all that stuff.
Right? Right? And
Hmm.
now we are starting to go into that time of more light.
Hmm.
May more light
Hmm. Oh yeah.
be shed upon us, please. Every time I say something like that, I'm sorry. I always, who would I think of? I think of Jack Smith. I think of all the people that are working to shed light on stuff like that. But
Hmm.
that's me, my political bent. I wear my sweatshirt. Can I read it? The will of the people is the law of the land. What does it say? Can you read it? The will of the people is the law of the land. Yep, that's it.
Well, with all the consumers out there, that ought to really make everybody completely happy.
Well, that that's really something people could learn if they are willing and able and aware enough to start to learn. Does it really make you happy? Right?
Hmm.
It's stuff. It's called stuffology.
Hmm. Consumerism.
Happiness? That's not happiness. Happiness is like wanting to give you a giant, big, huge hug.
Right.
Mm.
Or get the find the shawl on the website so you can buy it.
That was, I mean, that was just a little,
Hmm.
like a token blip.
Hmm. So there's so many ways to look at it. Yeah, but I like that. That's good. Yeah, it's a good T-shirt. I like it. Mm.
Yeah, it's gonna be a real. I just have this. Well, I just have this feeling that 2024 is gonna be amazing.
And why is that?
Well, I spent a little bit of time yesterday during the day, after I decided to leave that damn document, listening to the 2024 astrological forecast
Mm.
that my friend, I don't know if she would say we're friends, but I love her dearly. She's amazing. Her name is Molly McCorden. She's an astrologer, and she has a huge, gigantic YouTube following, and she does classes and she does lots of stuff, and she's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And she uses astrology, but she does intuitive astrology. So that's a little bit different. And there are some stuff coming up in spring that is going to be amazing. And I listen to her and I follow her and I listen to her and I follow her. And don't expect me to tell you what it all means, because
Mm.
I kind of listen to it intuitively and I don't, like, what can I say? I don't absorb it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Hmm.
So But yeah, it's gonna be very. There's some really big stuff coming up.
Like what? I mean, I can hear you saying that, but like what? What did you remember that she highlighted?
Like the outer planets, Pluto, Uranus, and I think it's called. Hang on, I'm pretty sure. Wait, it's called the Galactic Grand Air Trine. It's one of the things that's going to happen.
What does that mean?
Now, what did I just say? I just said, don't expect me to tell you what it means because I hear it intuitively.
Okay, so what did you get? What did it say to you?
It said that there's some really big stuff happening, and it's going to happen in an area of my astrological chart, BJ.
Oh, okay.
That's right where my sun, my Mercury, and my North Node are. And this is something that happens like once, not even once a century.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Ah! But in a very positive, very uplifting, very good way. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's about the magic and the mystery, and being open to the magic and the mystery, and being ready for the
Hmm.
magic and the mystery, right? So I was listening to this as I was going through my house. It's Christmas Day. What am I doing? I'm clearing and cleaning out and getting stuff organized because I didn't have any room before. Now I have my filing cabinets, right?
Hmm.
I got so much done because I just put them in categories like
There you go.
here's this, here's that, here's the next, right? And as I was listening to this, and it was just like I couldn't believe how much I got done. However, uh, guess what I can't find?
What?
Buddha in red face.
Did you lose the book?
I was looking and looking and looking and looking and looking for it.
Uh-huh.
And I just kind of laughed and said, trickster energy.
Hmm.
It's not time to find it. Like it'll appear when it needs. I'm not saying I lost it because remember, I bought it, didn't crack the cover for 2 weeks. Then I listened to the whole thing.
Hmm.
Now I would like to go back and read it with my highlighters.
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
So
oh,
you can't find the book. Too funny.
it'll show up somewhere,
Yep.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, I moved all this stuff. Look, I mean, I have 4 and 3/4 of these bookshelves.
Good.
Yeah, well, good if you know where your shit is, right?
That's true. Yep. That's funny. So what'd you get out of it when you read the book?
Oh my God, BJ. What I got out of it is there is so much. I have not read a book like that. I don't think. I'm going to say something like really crazy. I don't think I've read a book with that much significance,
Oh, yeah.
that impactful, that profound since I read Don Quixote in, I don't know, I want to say 1985.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago, right? And I read, obviously, I'm in love. I read.
Yeah.
And now that I just said that, I thought, I wonder, I gotta look through my purses because a lot of times when I go someplace, I'll grab my,
Hmm.
grab a book to take with me.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's probably where it is.
I don't think so. Actually, I think I would have found it if it were in there. But,
Hmm.
or I would have thought of it earlier. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? It'll come up. You'll find it.
Will come up, right? But
Right.
still, it just kind of, but there's so much in that book about the word that comes to me is patriarchy, but that's not exactly the word. It's the systems that we've bought into,
Hmm.
or the systems that we've been sold. And the whole therapy system and what they have to go through, and looking at it from their point of view, and that's not measurable, and that's not scientific, and that's not data. No, we're talking about feelings. We're talking about people's connections to
Hmm.
the earth and to the land and to the spirits and
Hmm.
to that's the stuff that makes you happy,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Yep. It's a hard one to describe, but you know,
It is so hard to describe, BJ. And you just kept saying, you've got to read it, you've got to read it, you've got to read it.
yeah, because I couldn't tell you. I mean, you have to read it because you know.
It's an amazing story, and it's unending metaphor, which I absolutely love.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I gotta read it again because there's so much in it.
Hmm.
Because you don't get it all in one reading. You didn't, did you?
No, I had to read it twice, and then I read it this last time, and I thought, oh my god, I missed all that.
So, that's what I'm thinking too, that I'm going to come up with way more the second time, which is why I don't want to listen to it. I want to read it.
Hmm. Well, one thing is he is also, if you do the red road to well-briety, which is the white bison, and he's one of the noted philosopher. His book's noted in that program, and it's the takeoff of the 12-step program, but it's done through the spiritual Native American way. Don Quixote's is one of the guys that got that going, and they're all over the world, and they've done an incredible job to help the indigenous people to get through sobriety. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Then, but they follow a lot of the 12-step program. So all of this all ties together. It's interesting.
Well, and then here we are.
Hmm.
So, where was the white bison born? In Wisconsin.
Yep.
And where am I now?
Yep.
In the backyard of Los Alamos, where they
Yeah, it's interesting.
loaded the bomb, right?
Hmm.
It's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's just so many constant synchronicities.
Hmm. There really is.
There's the messages are all over all the time.
Right. It's
And
just, when are you time to hear it? When do you hear it? When you hear it is when you hear it. You could have the books for years and never hear anything or read it or, you know, yeah, it's interesting. I like how YouTube's doing too because they're really putting a lot of stuff. So now you got a choice and everybody's sharing how they feel or what their concepts are. So you kind of get what I'm seeing is with this whole crazy pandemic, it's giving everybody the opportunity to wake up and have the time to look at different things and use the technology to communicate, which is what they wanted to do anyway. But it's nice.
You know, there is a very nice part of it because you are in North Carolina and I'm in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're on practically on the other sides of the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that makes it nice.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a part of me that feels, and I've heard a couple of people mention this lately. There's a part of me that feels that something shifted in the social fabric and we aren't back to where we would like to be. There's a physical connection of relationship that has been like broken or something. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
It doesn't make sense, unfortunately.
I don't know.
Do you feel
But,
that way or not?
well, it's to me, it's an awakening. People are starting to realize that they have two sides of a brain that's working, the left side and the right side. And one side is for uh, artistic like that, and then the other side's the side for the intellectual or whatever. And
The
but
data.
now what's happening is the two sides, both brains are starting to be able to be developed to work together now instead of separate. Because they'd say, well, you're either left brain or right brain, and now the brain is connecting together, and it's incredible. So there's that change going on all over the world. People are waking up one side, the side they haven't used before, and now they're using both. They're in the developmental stage of using both sides of the brain, which is pretty fascinating if you think about it.
You know, that reminds me of when I was homeschooling my kids, and I would tell them, you know, algebra is a way to think, it's a way to process, it's a way to go through step by step and think and come up with an answer. Geometry is a different way, it's more of a visual
Mm-hmm.
way of calculating this and that and the other, right? But
Right.
there are two very different ways. And some people are good at one and some people are good at the other because it depends on your learning style, right? You know, whether you're kind of data driven or whether you're more visual.
Mm-hmm.
Gonzalo looked at me and he goes, Mom, which one are you good at?
Right.
Well, actually, I'm good at both. And he goes, I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Knew it.
Mm-hmm.
It was hilarious. But, you know, that's both sides of the brain. And
Mm-hmm.
some people have limited themselves, or maybe they focused on one more than the other. I guess there you go. So either they've limited themselves or they're focusing on the other. How's that?
I think they're developing both sides of their brain and learning to use both sides, especially with the technology and everything that we have now. They're able to do that because we're be able to communicate more, and so there's more information out there, so both sides of the brain can start developing, and it's an incredible journey. A neurologist would be able to explain it better than what I'm saying. I'm just seeing that both sides of the brain are starting to
No,
people use
I
both sides.
understand. I'm a neurology geek, obviously, with my disability, the disability that I have that's neurological. I know
Mhm,
what you're saying. Both sides of the left brain, the right brain, the masculine, the feminine, etc. But
mhm,
and I understand what you're saying about people are waking up.
mhm,
It's kind of hard sometimes for me to see that when I've been doing this for 30 years.
mhm.
I mean, I started having weird, wild synchronicities in Spain before my kids were born
Mhm.
and started connecting with a few other people that were also kind of feeling that same thing.
Right.
And then I came here and then I connected with someone that was she was in college and she was studying to become a special education teacher, and she worked for and with me, and
Mhm.
got to know the kids, babysat a few times, and she was really amazing.
Yeah.
And also on the cusp of the spiritual awakening. I mean, I don't know if I can call it that. Doesn't feel like I can. There were a lot of people at that point that were reading Neil Donald Walsh and Greg Braden, and those their first books.
Mhm.
So I don't know,
Mm,
but there are people that have been on this path a lot longer than me,
mhm.
and I guess I think both with the spiritual awakening and the brain, it's a spectrum.
Mhm.
Some people are at the very beginning and some people are at, I don't know if there is even a beginning and an end, right?
Mm, mm,
We're just evolving as we can and how we can
mhm.
to the best of our ability, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Pretty interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Mhm.
So, my new camera has a wider angle and all of the platforms are different. And I'm really worried about all my Oracle cards in the interview. I think I'm going to move them.
Mhm.
I just don't want to risk it.
Mhm.
Oh, what do you got behind you? Oh, you want me to pull you a card? That won't work.
No, not really.
No. So
Hmm.
I have a few days, but I've been getting things ready, if you will. And I've started to write again, BJ.
That's good.
I know, right?
Mhm.
So I'm kind of seeing, and oh my god, the other thing I did yesterday,
Mhm.
I don't know if I should even mention it. So this program I'm developing, right?
Mhm.
This 10-week 3 cycle program.
Yeah. 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 Sorry.
I've got some people that are saying, do the first 10 weeks, just get a few people for the first 10 weeks. And then as you start the second 10 weeks, get another group to do the first 10 weeks. And I'm like,
Mhm.
ah. So I mapped it all out. I looked at it and tried to figure out, and I've got it with dates,
Oh,
BJ.
good. Good.
Down to dates for the first part, and then there's a little break, and then the second part, then there's a little break, then the third part. And while the third part is going, I couldn't quite fit it all like in so that wouldn't overlap, but they'll only overlap by 5 weeks. And I'm
Oh,
like, I don't want to do a million at a time. That's not my point. That's not my purpose. I want to make sure that I have enough time to record the lessons and to, get
oh,
the book and the exercises done. And if I have to record meditations and, you
yeah.
can do all this computer shit.
Right.
You want to put music in the background and la la la. And so I was like, no, I think it'll be okay. I think I can
Mm-hmm.
do it like this. And, who knows if I might be working or not. And
Right.
who knows, I might start it and just go, oh, I can do this. This is not as big as I thought. And I can start another group while I'm doing the first group. But I want to be able to have the opportunity to do that beta group real
Mm-hmm.
well. So that's, and I'm going to put out probably an announcement about it because I like suddenly, how things just flash in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna tell people, here I am telling people, anyone that books a full paid reading with me between now and I think it's February 10th is a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put their name in a hat, and then there will be someone else. I don't want to draw the names, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want a third person, maybe you, to pick someone, and that person will receive a full scholarship to the first segment. I was playing around with words.
Right.
Series, the first cycle, the first spiral, the first segment, the first leg. Oh, I kind of like that. The first leg.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll receive a scholarship for the first leg, right? And, I had to like look and put prices on and yada yada. It was just, it was like I was drinking my coffee and all of a sudden all these ideas were floating through my head, and I know myself well enough. Get it on paper or it's going to float away. Me and
Mm-hmm.
Hubert, right? Oh, yeah, there's a comparison. Oh, my God. I can hear someone in Spanish saying, no compares Dios con un gitano.
Mm-hmm.
Don't compare. This is a very bad racial slur, I guess. Don't compare God to a gypsy, is what they say.
Hmm.
That's the translation of a very old saying from Spain. And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, ugh, that really is not a nice thing to say. But, Liz Gilbert is
Hmm.
amazing. She was the one that talked about capturing her ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Don't capture them, the idea will run to the next person.
Hmm.
Because the idea needs to get grounded.
Hmm. Okay.
Right?
Right.
Bring it on home
Bring it on home. Yeah.
and give it. So, has this Eduardo, is his name Eduardo or Edward Duran, the author of Buddha in Red Face?
Eduardo Duran or Eduardo Duran,
Do
whichever.
that. Well, that's how I would pronounce it because it's
Spanish.
yeah, a Spanish name. Does he have any more books, or is that?
Oh yeah, it should say in the front of the book when you find your book. It should tell you. I don't know where mine is either. I put it up somewhere. I can't find it. So,
Well, okay, could you find yours and then text me and let me know
yeah,
so I can find mine?
yeah.
You know, like as we're sitting here and talking, I'm thinking, like, I wonder if I stuck it in one of my dresser drawers so so, oh, I want to put this in a special place. I've done that before. I did it a couple of times in Spain with money.
Mm-hmm.
Cash, because I don't use cash hardly ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I had $300 and I put them in a book and I could not find that money. I had no idea where I put it. Anyway, that's a whole story. We won't go there.
Right.
Yeah. But put important things away so you won't lose them, and then craziness.
You can look it up online if you look him up. Buddha
Oh
Red.
yeah, I know I can. I know I can. But
Yeah,
I just thought to ask, so I asked.
yeah.
I
But I
can,
was thinking, yeah, you could just, and then you could post it, all his books or whatever.
have you read any more?
Mm-mm. No, I'm just taking things slow.
Are you working on your book?
Mm-hmm. And my artwork. Mm-hmm. Both.
Do you have any more new artwork to show?
Mm-mm. No, I showed you the unfinished one, right?
You showed last time we were on. You showed us the one behind you on your.
But that was all I showed you.
Yeah.
Hold on. Damn it.
Ooh, exciting!
All right, here we go.
Oh my God! Oh, PJ.
It's not completely done, but that's where it is.
No, but it's beautiful, and the spirals and the connections,
Wow,
and
crooked. Hmm,
oh, it's gorgeous.
thank you.
Wow. They just keep coming. The
They do.
grandmothers, more
This
and
one,
more and more grandmothers. Oh my God. Wow. Ooh, ooh, I like that. Oh, those colors remind me of here.
mm-hmm,
It's just, there's something about the reds and the oranges and especially sometimes the purples and the
mm-hmm,
sky. And on the tops of the mountains, you see that it's kind of like a grayish purple. It's gorgeous.
mm-hmm. Kind of looks like your background, your opal rock.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm. With the colors.
yep.
Yep. So that's what I'm doing. Just moving along. It feels good. Not getting real crazy about anything. And then, of course, my favorite. That's on. He's gone now. Hummingbirds don't hang around long. They do this.
Well, it's so cold.
No, they're not here. They've left already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I was
tired.
hearing people just moan and groan about the fact that there was no snow in Wisconsin for Christmas. I'm like, come on, people, can you be thankful? Right? But it was warmer there than it was here.
Can't be climate change or anything going on, huh?
No, not at all, right?
So, no.
What the heck? Well, I'm sure there's a snowstorm coming, I'm sure. I'm sure,
No,
right?
I don't know.
How old is it by you?
Uh, it's all you gotta do is look on the weather channel. It'll tell you they can predict now what the weather's going to be and how long and what time. And I get so tickled when it doesn't hit the same as what they predicted. Oops.
That's a profession, right? To
Well,
be
it's
a
all
weather person and not get any of it right ever. It's just crazy.
no, it's funny because everybody has their weather channel on their phones and they read it. We sitting there and they'll read it and it's gonna rain at 3 o'clock and it's gonna rain till 5 o'clock. And where I'm sitting and where we're at the house, it's not what happens. It kind of bypasses us, but it's hilarious. But they got to look at their phone and make sure they got that information. And I'm thinking, well, there you go.
Yeah,
I did. You know what I
look
do?
outside and smell the earth and see
Yeah,
what you think might happen, right?
yeah, that's what I do. I just go outside and check it, and I'm thinking, okay, well, there you go.
You
But
know,
it's okay. I mean, sometimes it's good. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's funny.
it is funny, isn't it?
It is funny. For me, it's
Reminds
funny.
me of when they used to say that my mother always said that, she was a dumb farmer. It's like, you know what? Farmers are not dumb.
Oh my God, no, they are more connected than most people. There you go. Look, we're looking at 8:56, so we're getting close here. Thank you. I love you. I think it's awesome. I think that
I love you.
this will be fun. Thanks for doing this.
Well, it's
It's
in a certain way, BJ, it's a little bit about recording your legacy too,
oh,
right?
okay. That sounds great.
We always have so many ahas when we're talking that it's just like I told you for months. I'm like, damn, why didn't we record that? Why didn't we get that? Why didn't I capture that? I can't record and talk on my phone at the same time, right?
Right.
Well, guess what? Now we
So
are.
so you did it. You took that and you made it happen. How powerful is that? What a gift. And without this technology, we couldn't do this. So
That,
there you go. I love it. I
right?
like technology.
I mean, it's got its good side and it's got its bad side.
Hmm.
So
Yep. It's
use it
interesting.
wisely. It's about discernment.
Right.
It's about listening to
Hmm.
what works and what's good and what isn't, right?
There you go. All
You
right, my love.
to bed, and I'm going to get some dinner.
All right, sweetie. Have a great night. Have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, see you
Love
next
you.
week here. Bye.
Yes, I'll see you next week.
If
Talk
we
to you
don't
soon.
talk before this, right?
Right. Right.
Take
Okay. Love
care.
you. Okay. Bye.
I love you.